When I turned 12, my mother took me to a beauty salon to get my first facial. I cried and held back tears as they poked at my face and they popped pimples. I was not ready to be a woman. I was still a little girl. When I was 14, I would have rather had my entire head shaved than shave my legs or armpits. I already had very strong convictions about what kind of woman I wanted to be. When I was 16, I was dancing with a boy at a Jewish event, and it was a slow dance, and he kissed me, and then he tried to stick his tongue in my mouth. I pulled away and I felt like I wanted to crawl into a hole. I did not want his tongue in my mouth. No, thank you, no. And he seemed very, very surprised. Being a girl is hard. And what made it even harder when I was 12 and 14 and 16 is that I didn't really have a roadmap to go by. My mom never talked to me about my body or puberty or boys or sex. Truth be told, my parents really did the best they could, but they were born during World War II and they were raised in a very different Eastern European-made generation. I made it through my teen years the way a lot of us do. Trial and error. I mostly used Sassy magazine to help me. Sassy was put out by a feminist publisher, and it taught you things such as how to respond to catcalls. Hint, ignore them.
Hey Toots, you want fries with that shake?
Looking good, sweetheart.
Those legs go all the way up? I want to kiss you on the mouth.
Sassy also taught me that sometimes it's okay to get angry. I tried out getting angry when someone called me a bitch for saying no to something, and I saw what anger does. And then I saw what it was like to not say anything when someone called me a bitch, and I would get that pit in my stomach because I'm not a bitch, and no one ever should be called that. As a teenager, I tried to find my purpose in Jean-Paul Sartre novels and the op-ed pages of the New York Times. I was searching for explanations as to why the world was the way it was, or why I felt the way I did. And women's magazines like Cosmo taught women how to perform well, but it didn't tell us why, or what for, or what anything meant. I didn't know what men or boys wanted any more than I knew what I wanted. What was missing throughout those years was knowledge. I had little understanding of the changes going on in my brain and body. I didn't know how powerful hormones were. Like, they make you feel like you're losing your mind, but in the best way. And it felt like I was losing my mind when I fell for Misha, the grungy, messy-haired boy with the pale green eyes who I wrote poems for and gave a rose to on the first day of finals in 8th grade. And I didn't know about anxiety or depression, both of which I experienced throughout my entire life, but never even knew to name. I didn't know why boys like big breasts, and why I felt bad wanting to get attention from boys while simultaneously feeling really conflicted about it. And it took me years to name the emotions that I have and to know how to manage them, and to know why we do what we do, and how the choices that we make can be life-affirming, and how to get through hard things without falling apart. Knowing your emotions helps you get your needs met more efficiently. You experience less angst. Some people call it angst. I call it angst. Learning about the wonders of the brain and the body has been a tremendous blessing in my life, and I wanted to share it with you. So I wrote a book. It's called Girling Up. Ah, mother. It's called Girling Up. It's about all of this stuff and more. It's the book I needed when I was a girl. It's the book about the genes that make you you, and about the hormones that make you feel love. It's a book about why it's important to talk about your feelings so that you can become a person of depth and compassion and complexity. It's a book that teaches about the importance of not looking away when you see things that need fixing in the world, so that you can make an impact with your strength, your smarts, and your spectacularness. I wrote a book full of the information that girls deserve, the choices that they need to know how to make, and the compassion that will help them be the women who change the world. And consider this: all that stands between every girl in this world and her destiny is information about her body, her brain, and her potential. Let's help all our girls get there. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel.